How to make sure you sell in stock photography websites. If you are not selling in stock photography websites, you are missing out in such an amazing way to make passive income with your camera. And it doesn't matter if you are a beginner, because I promise you, sometimes it's more important what you shoot and how to shoot that if you are a pro. Obviously, it's better if you are a pro because you're gonna have more chances to sell. But if you are a beginner, you're gonna be able to sell as well. So please listen till the end. I'm gonna give you the main tips you have to follow to be able to approach properly stock photography and make sure you sell. So first things first, I do have to tell you that I have 3 full videos about the stock photography that you must watch after this one, because there is 3 parts and I explain everything about it. I explain to you what is stock photography. I explain everything about royalties, model releases, how to upload, the best websites to upload, the ones that work the most for me at least, and I tell you as well everything about how to keyword pictures to make sure they are found by clients. And guys, take the time to study this, because otherwise you're gonna upload pictures, you're gonna burn out because you don't sell. So take those videos later, and we're gonna start talking about what to shoot for stock photography. If you don't know what to shoot, think about the niches you like the most. This could be food photography, still life photography, or shooting with models, lifestyle shots. To be honest, what it sells the most is lifestyle shots, but food photography sells a lot as well. Still life, it all depends. So find your niches. If you shoot within many of them, even better. And then what you have to do, if for example you are in Getty Images or Adobe Stock, whichever website you choose, I talk about this as well in those videos, so I'm not gonna go into depth with this, but they have their own newsletter and they are great because they tell you the trends, like trendy topics, let's say, and they tell you what it sells the most, they tell you what the clients are looking for that month, and they give you ideas to shoot. And this is crucial. You cannot just shoot random stuff and expect it to sell. You have to follow what they tell you, because if they're telling you to shoot that, it's because they need it. And that means that clients are looking for it. They have as well great blogs that you can read, and they give you so many ideas. I do have the IM, I don't know if you know this website, it's IM, basically, I don't know how you pronounce it, and you have the trends of 2021 in stock photography, and you can grab it down below because it's for free, it's a PDF format, and as well, you can read these kind of things to have ideas to shoot. This is super good, guys, and you have to follow this because otherwise you're not gonna sell. If you're gonna shoot things that are going on right now, for example, the world is reopening, not everywhere, unfortunately, but in so many places they are. So they need pictures, for example, with people with masks reopening a business. This is an example for you to have an idea. But always follow newsletters, blogs, and even curated collections. So many times they put curated collections in the websites, and that gives you an idea of what is selling. So always pay attention to this because it's gonna help you a lot to have ideas. The next thing would be how to shoot for stock photography. When you are shooting for stock photography, you have to make sure you create a wide variety. Don't conform yourself with shooting 10 pictures. Shoot 50. And always try to make them different from each other, because otherwise they're gonna reject them. I promise you that, because it happened to me. So many times I can't decide and then they reject some because they are quite similar. So don't do that. Try to be always shooting different frames, different angles, as well, full body, half body, close up, that works very well. Shoot horizontal, shoot vertical, shoot different things, because so many clients, they're gonna need different things as well. And if you are shooting with people, shoot different moods. This is key. Every client, when they are looking for a specific picture, for example, of a woman in a laptop, they're gonna put the mood. They're gonna be, okay, I want a woman smiling while texting in the laptop. Or they're gonna be, I don't know, a woman being upset looking at the laptop. So always ask your models, family, friends, or whoever you are shooting with to do different faces. One could be like looking at the phone being upset, looking at the phone laughing, looking at the phone serious. So play with moods, because this works really well in stock photography, and this is key. And also with props, as I just told you. Make the model to be with a laptop, with a phone, with a camera. Always use props because they work very well, and technology always wins. I promise you that. When you use technology in your models, this increases sales. So it's quite good to use the smartphone and things like that. I do have as well a behind the scenes video about a mental health campaign I shot for stock photography. If you didn't watch it yet, please watch it. I'm gonna link it down below because I tell you so many tips when shooting for stock photography and shooting with a model. So if you are into stock photography or you are thinking about starting, watch that video because I promise you, you're gonna like it. So check that one. And I'm gonna show you now some pictures. If you see these pictures here, I was actually in Spain last summer and I was shooting a YouTube thumbnail. And in that moment, it's like, if I'm shooting a YouTube thumbnail, why not to do more pictures and then use them for stock photography? So I was in a beautiful forest, and trending topic it is as well hiking in nature and things like that. So I was like, with my backpack, I was taking pictures with my backpack, with my phone, admiring nature, different moods, different angles, vertical, horizontal. And then I uploaded those pictures in Adobe Stock and many others. So always take advantage of situations when you are alone with your wife, with your friends, and then shoot with your friends, shoot with your family, shoot self-portraits. It doesn't matter what you shoot, but you always can take advantage and then think about the stock photography and upload those pictures, and this is very good. And regarding models, which models you should use, I tell you, reality always wins. So many people think that models, they have to be beautiful or they have to be super good looking. No, they want real people of all ages, complexions. It doesn't matter. You can shoot with your friends, with your family, with models too. You can shoot with models, but they have to match the topic. This is what I wanted to tell you. Always make sure the model matches the topic. I don't know, for example, another example would be ceramics. Actually, these pictures sell a lot. I didn't do them myself, but apparently when you are shooting with artisans, they sell a lot those pictures. So you're gonna shoot someone maybe with 70 years old, like molding ceramics and things like that, and it's credible. You're not gonna shoot a supermodel with long hair doing ceramics because that's very weird and it's not real. I'm putting these examples because they are quite heavy and you're gonna understand what I mean. Always use real models. I do a lot of self-portrait work. This is super good for me because if you follow my channel, and if you don't, please subscribe, and you should follow it if you like photography, you know that I love self-portrait photography, and I do creative ones, and then I do travel photography, self-portraits, but while I'm traveling. And they are the ones that sell the most, guys. And someone told me time ago on my channel that clearly I sell my self-portraits because of the way I look. So thank you, because I guess it's a compliment, but this is not real. I'm very sorry, because I do sell pictures of my dad, I do sell pictures of my dog, I do sell pictures of my mom. So it doesn't matter how you look like, you can do self-portraits and sell them. You just have to be creative. I don't know, use your hand with a camera like I did once. I do creative stuff with the shadows. You know that if you follow my Instagram account as well. You can be creative with self-portraits, or when you travel in Getty Images, these ones I sell a lot. It's just me walking during one of my solo trips in Ecuador, and this was sold by Business Insider and it was posted there. So guys, don't underestimate the power of the stock photography, because many times it's not just about the money. The BBC last month bought this self-portrait, which is one of my favorite ones ever. I love this self-portrait, it's super moody. I love that picture, and the BBC bought it. So guys, you could have your picture published out there, and it's not just about the money, because I'm not gonna say how much I've got paid, but it was rubbish, I'm not gonna lie. In particular BBC, because, not because of the BBC, it's because the BBC have a membership with Getty Images, so then they pay very little for images, because they buy a lot in Getty Images. So that's why sometimes your picture gets sold by less money, but still, your damn picture is in the BBC. You know how bloody great is that? Guys, so many photographers are trying to be published in magazines, and they are working a lot. They had to adapt to the magazine, they had to put the picture in their faces and for free for the magazine to notice their picture. Having my picture sold by BBC, Microsoft, Condé Nast Traveler, Amazon, all these people bought my pictures via stock photography. And this is way more of an achievement, because that means they are going through the stock photography website between billions and billions and billions of pictures and photographers, and they are choosing mine, and they are paying for it. Okay, BBC didn't pay much, Microsoft paid more, Toys R Us paid, I think, 400 quid for my niece picture. 400 quid. Don't get this wrong, $400 doesn't mean I got $400. I got a 20% of that, Yes, you're gonna cry right now, but it's the price you have to pay for being in Getty Images, because I did have my pictures as well, bought by Iberia Airlines, if I remember well, was via Getty Images as well, one of my self-portraits in Ecuador. So my pictures in bloody Iberia Airlines, so that's freaking awesome. So I don't know, I really think you should get into stock photography, because as a photographer, it's incredible, and it's not just about the money, and it's gonna help you a lot for exposure as well. Okay, I'm talking too much about this. Let's go to the next point, which is how to edit. You have to edit the pictures, but quite basic. I still like to color grade my pictures because I think they look way better and I have more possibilities to sell. And this is true because I'm selling more because of the editing. But you have to be very subtle. You cannot apply heavy filters. Don't do that. If you do color grading, it has to be very gentle. You cannot be too obvious because they're gonna reject them for sure. And you cannot over edit skin or saturating a lot or making them too contrasty because they look awful. And normally as well, they use them to put text on top for advertising, websites or whatever. So the text is not gonna be visible if there is no copy space. This is a key point as well. Or the picture is too contrasty. Sometimes as well, if the picture doesn't have copy space, you can make it more contrasty if you like because they're gonna use it for something else. Be very gentle with your editing, but always edit the picture so it looks at its best. And let's talk about logos. I'm not gonna get too much into depth with this because there is way more explained in those videos I told you about, but no logos. Always zoom in the picture in the screen at 200% to make sure you don't miss a thing. No logos or anything like that, or watermarks anywhere. You have to make sure when you are shooting there is no logo in clothes or anything at all. And if there is, you have to remove them in post-production. This is super important. How to grow the sales in stock photography. This is key. So many professionals in stock photography do it, and you must if you want to earn money. And it's shooting before events happen. With events, I mean Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, summer holidays, I don't know, when the kids return to school. There is so many events and there is so many pictures they need for these events. But make sure when you shoot for these events, you shoot and upload 5 to 6 months before the event happens. Why? Because companies, they don't do the marketing campaign of an event 1 month before. They plan it 6 months in advance. For micro, maybe micro photography is well explained in the videos as well I told you about. But for micro, maybe you can deal with uploading 1 month before the event. But big companies go to macro photography websites and they want to grab the pictures 6 months or 5 months before the event happened to plan their campaign. So for example, Christmas, instead of uploading at the beginning of December, upload on summer and you're gonna have more chances to sell. This is something I did. I shot in Christmas with my niece and I sold one of my pictures of my niece to Toys R Us. How amazing is that? So yes, but I did the error to upload at the beginning of December. So I did sell a few pictures of Christmas, but not as many. And this was my mistake because I actually knew I had to upload 5 months earlier, but I couldn't be bothered on summer to set up my Christmas tree and do everything because I'm busy and I'm lazy sometimes. But what I did is using the decoration in December and do it in the same month. I still sold, but you wanna sell more, do it before. This is key. If you shoot in advance for every single event of the year, you're gonna kill it. I promise you, you're gonna sell a lot. And you can shoot with family and friends. You don't even need to hire models sometimes. So this is very good. And now we come to one big question everyone is asking me all the time, which is which pictures sell the most? This is depend of the season always, because every season is different and the request for different stuff. That's why you always have to follow trends and the newsletters I told you about, because this is gonna make your life easier. But the winner is always normally lifestyle pictures with people doing something in particular and using technology. People using laptops, at work, at home with a smartphone, having fun with each other. People photography always wins in stock photography. There is a lot more going on. It depends, as I told you, but lifestyle pictures sell a lot. I do have an exclusive video where I tell you how much money I did in May in stock photography, and I show you every single picture I sold as well. This is very good as a reference. This video is in my exclusive community. I don't know if you know it, but I have a private community, and there I share exclusive tutorials, exclusive digital resources for photography business owners, and I tell you a lot about the freelance business, a lot of stuff I'm posting there, interviews I do, releases I had with Canon, I release a lot of stuff to show you more about the industry, and it's just for a very tiny donation, monthly donation. So I really hope you enjoy my content there. It's exclusive for you, and this video is there just for my members. Thank you so much for everyone that already joined me over there. I really hope we can build a community, because for me it's a way as well to be closer to you guys. So if you go there, I'm gonna be able to talk to you more closely as well and help you out with the photography business. So feel free to check it out, and even if you don't join it, it's completely okay. You have still free resources, even if you don't join the membership, so that's totally okay. And I really hope this video was useful for you. Please comment below if you have any questions. But watch first those 3 videos I told you about and you're gonna have below, because I solve every single question over there, I promise you. But even like that, if you see those 3 videos and you still have doubts about something in particular, comment below. You know I always reply to every single comment here and on my Instagram account. And that's it. Subscribe to my channel, please, if you didn't yet, and give a thumbs up to the video because it helps me a lot. And I will see you very soon.